Hello, my friends, and welcome to 5 for the Future for this week, the week of July 15th. Let's jump into the 5 topics that stood out to me recently as signals of change that could impact your small business. I'll summarize the stories and share why you should care. Are you ready to get going? Here are our 5 topics for this week. Space buzzwords, cybersecurity, carbon removal, AI, jobs lost and gained, and DEI data. Space buzzwords. Did you know that the International Space Station was launched into orbit in 1998? NASA is already pre-planning for its de-orbit, because apparently that's a word. This won't take place until 2030, but NASA has already awarded the $843 million contract to SpaceX so they can start building the US de-orbit vehicle, or USDV, that will bring the space station back to Earth safely, depositing it in the area of the Pacific Ocean called the Spacecraft Cemetery. And SpaceX is also busy testing its latest device, Mechazilla. The so-called chopsticks of Mechazilla, yes, Elon Musk did name it after Godzilla, will stabilize the full stack of Starship and Super Heavy booster prior to any launch to avoid strong winds from knocking them over. And then Mechazilla will also be able to catch returning rockets, helping to ensure that the rockets remain reusable. Meanwhile, Boeing's Starliner capsule remains attached to the International Space Station while some problem-solving takes place to determine how to ensure the ship's safe return to Earth with its 2 astronauts on board. So what does this all mean for you and your small business? These big space stories with giant companies and NASA money may not seem like they matter to small businesses until they do. For one thing, a Florida family just filed a lawsuit against NASA for damage to their house from falling space debris. Will this become a new line of business? Insurance against space debris? Repairs from space debris? On top of that, there appears to be plenty of public and private funding of space missions that some small businesses could benefit from getting involved. Check out NASA's Office of Small Business Programs to learn more about whether all this space news could lead to work for you and your small business. So what might the future look like? Imagine a future where there are multiple space stations in orbit, each with a different agenda, from science experiments to preparations for missions to the moon and to Mars, to zero-gravity manufacturing and more. And that's before we even consider the space tourism market, which could reach $4 billion annually by 2030. Is there a market for your products or services in all these funds? It's time to start thinking about it. And that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. And as always, follow me in these 5 topics for the future on 5 for the Future here on this YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me.